Welcome to another episode of the AoE4 Player Spotlight. In this episode, we'll try to get to know our Hungarian slash Romanian slash English caster, player, and coach, Myriad. Let's start with the video. Welcome, Myriad. Really happy to have you here. Thank you so much for agreeing to do this for me, the little interview. Today, we're going to try to get to know you a little bit for all the fans and players of AoE. Would you be able to introduce yourself a little bit to people who might not know you or much about you?
Yeah, so I'm Myriad, or Adam, if you prefer. I've been playing AoE4 almost since the release, but not very much at the beginning at all. It was one of those things, because I played AoE 1, 2, and 3 as a kid, so I was like, oh my god, new AoE4 game, right? Let's check it out when it comes out. So I played a little bit and that was fine, but didn't really get into it that much. Obviously, there were issues at the start as well. I didn't get good at all. It's not like I got good enough to know about them. So after a while, I left and then I took a break and I came back in season 3, I think. That's when I started getting really into the game.
Mm-hmm.
The rest is history, I guess.
Okay, perfect. Sounds good.
Yeah, me in games, we started really early. I remember being like 4 or 5 years old, back in our apartment in Romania. I have an older brother, and he introduced me to games first, I think I would say. Yeah, quite a few memories from when I was 4 and 5 starting where, I'd watch him play and then, some time would pass and it'd be my turn to play finally. And, it got competitive at times because, like, especially
Only
me
one
being
computer.
the little annoying killer I was. Yeah, exactly. Only one computer at the start. I would like move his hand on the mouse to try to annoy him to let me to play. So yeah, it was good times. It was good times, and he did the same, of course.
Okay, and do you remember what games did you play when you were little?
I do. Yeah, it was like the very first game I played. I think was, I don't know if you heard of it, Battle Realms. It's also an RTS actually.
No,
It was
I
made by.
haven't.
It's like, I'm not sure. Yeah, I think it's really popular in Thailand and Vietnam specifically,
Oh,
and the
okay.
Philippines. But it had some traction in Europe as well. But it's like an RTS. Looks a bit differently, but there's some similarities to AoE4 as well. But I think it's actually very unique as an RTS. And you can still play it today. It's on Steam. But that was my first game. And then I played, you might have heard of Battle for Middle Earth 2
Oh, yeah.
mainly. Yeah, that was a really good game, as well as the Age of Empires game, StarCraft 1. Played an RPG called Gothic as well. That's a really fun game. You might have heard of it.
It was popular in Poland, yeah.
Yeah, it was popular in Poland, Germany, Russia, and it sort of seeped into Romania a little bit as well. Yeah, those are like sort of my childhood games, I would say. And then I got a bit older. 2009, I played Dragon Age. I think Dragon Age Origins. That was a
Mm-hmm.
really fun game. Yeah, and obviously a whole bunch of others in between. My first multiplayer experience was StarCraft 2, actually, 2010.
Okay. Were you any good at it or just messing around?
I mean, I guess for my age, I think I did okay. Because obviously I was very young. I was 10 years old in
Mm-hmm.
2010. So I played StarCraft and I peaked, I think, I can't remember if I got Master or whether it was like really high Diamond. And I was like, 14, 15 at the time, which isn't too bad, I
That's
guess.
decent
For a
for
kid
for
that
your
young,
age.
yeah. But I kind of got bored of it because a friend of me got into Dota. And yeah, that sort of consumed my life for a few years after that. I played a stupid amount, but
Okay.
not much came of it. It was fun, but yeah,
How
team
did that
games
go
can
for
be a bit
you?
difficult. Yeah, it's it was really fun to play, especially if you have people you get along with, and the teamwork sort of flows naturally. But I think a lot of 5v5 games like that it can become a bit of a toxic environment sometimes, especially if you
Yeah.
play with people you don't know and things are said, and yeah, it
Yeah,
it can get a bit much.
I
And you don't
guess.
have as much control of the game, do you, in a 5 against 5 as opposed
Mm.
to 1 against 1.
So you were a Dota boy, not a League of Legends boy then.
I did play League as well.
Oh,
Like
did you?
like after Dota, I played League sometimes like at the same time. It was pretty ridiculous. I don't know why someone would do that to themselves, but I did.
I know.
Um, so that was yeah, played League quite a few years as well. I think not as much at Dota, but still quite a fair bit as well. I never got
Okay.
that good at either of them. So
Is your older brother still a gamer?
he's turned a bit of a casual as he got on, right? Mainly enjoying sort of single play games. And sometimes we still play together. We're very close, him and I. We have a good relationship. Like I'd say, he's
That's
my best
good.
friend.
Hmm.
We don't play as often together anymore. He works full time, right, and has a long term girlfriend at this point. So obviously, he has his own things, and he doesn't play AOE. So obviously, I spend a lot of time playing and doing things related to AOE. So when we can, we'll get together and play. But one
Of
of those
course.
things which doesn't happen as often anymore.
Yeah, I see. And do you have any other hobbies?
Yeah, I go to the gym as often as I can drag myself to. It can be hard to find the motivation sometimes, you know. I play tennis as well. I think that's really fun.
Nice.
Um,
Just casually?
yeah, just casually. I have a friend who I've been playing with like since I came to this country. I knew him in school since I came to the UK. So we've known each other ever since, along with a few others. And us two, every summer we go to play tennis, and that's it keeps you active. It's really fun as well, and that's also an extra bit of competitiveness, I guess, to keep the edge for AoE4 as well, which can help, I guess.
Definitely.
Yeah,
That's cool. It's important to for us nerds to keep active as well. It's good for us stuff.
yeah, we do need it just sitting in these chairs all day, right? So
Yeah. You mentioned you have moved to a different country, to UK. Where were you born? Where did you come from?
So I was born in Romania to a Hungarian family, right?
Hmm.
I can get into the history of that if you want. But yeah, so born in Romania, we moved here in 2012. My mom came a few years before just to work. Economic situation in Romania, it's not ideal, right? Like
Hmm.
it can be tough. So she came here she worked the hardest, bless her, right, to get us money across, and then eventually, we all got the idea, hey, let's just go together and sort of try to build a better life. So I'm very grateful for my parents for that. That's one of the reasons I'm able to do this
Hmm.
nowadays. So yeah,
Of course.
all's well that ends well, right?
So your whole family is here in UK with you, like the closest
My
family.
Yeah, the closest family. So my brother, my mother, and my dad, right? Any extended families is still back home or in Hungary as well, other countries even. So yeah.
Was it hard for you to adjust at first? Did you speak much English?
Pretty much all the English I knew at that point was a little bit from school, but there's a cat moving into frame there.
That's
Okay, he's
fine.
gone now. Yeah, who knows? I might show him off later. But yeah, he's a very needy boy, so
That's
bless.
okay. We can forgive him.
Pretty much all the English I knew was from games growing up, right? And a bit of TV here and there.
Hmm.
So I wasn't that fluent, and especially because the region I'm in specifically, and I'm sure you've come across it as well. Maybe you've been being in the UK yourself. There's a certain kind of accent which for non-native can be hard to understand initially
Yeah,
from
definitely.
native English speakers, especially because there's so many dialects in the country. They all sound very different internally, so it was a bit tough at first to sort of get to grips with it. Obviously, it being my third language, I had the other two cluttering my brain as well. I
Hmm.
spoke at home, so but eventually I got to a decent spot now, I think, and
Yeah, you're very well
adjusted.
spoken, I must
Thank you,
say.
thank you. Spent too long here.
Yeah. What else do you do apart from obviously being involved in AoE? Do you have something part time going on or studying, anything like that?
Yeah, and I studied in the past. I also worked hospital laboratory part time in microbiology, testing organisms mainly
Oh,
uh,
nice.
from from patient samples. Yeah, it's okay. I do that part time, and that combined with tournaments, coaching, everything like that from AOE sort of allows me to live, right. So that's always important.
Yeah, definitely. That's good that you can still do something on the side to get your brain out of computer all the time.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the pets then. How many have you got? What are their names? Tell me a bit about them.
I've had quite some pets in my time. I had a dog when I was younger, but that was the only dog I've ever had.
Hmm.
And it was just a series of cats, both in Romania and now here. I have three of them. And none of them came I didn't buy or, get any of them, or I think they just sort of picked me, I guess, as their owner, which,
Okay.
you have cats as well. I think you can kind of relate to that to some extent. Cats do pick their owner. So there's a black and white little boy who's, he's one of the most friendly cats I've ever seen. He will
Oh.
actively want to cuddle you. He's the one that, very respectfully didn't cross the frame earlier. Uh, then there's a girl. She's a calico cat, I think it's called, the
Hmm.
breed. She's like she's dark white and has this sort of brownish orangish streak. She has a really nice pattern, very beautiful cat. But she's very tiny and very shy.
Oh, okay.
I call her the princess, but she's really adorable. Sometimes, she does sort of get in the mood to get, a
If
hug and
you're
a cuddle.
lucky.
So yeah, if you're very lucky, and she does it very, very timidly. She has a signature thing where she kind of sort of lifts her paw like that, almost like a
Oh, it's
little
so
model. It's
cute.
it's kind of adorable. She knows exactly what she's doing, I think, especially when she wants food. She does that. So
They're
yeah,
very
it's
smart.
vicious. Yeah, they are. And then there's a big one, right? The it is a big cat. This is like the big daddy of cats, you could say, I guess.
Hmm.
He's the newest addition. He comes and goes. The other two are officially ours, like my parents and mine, because I still live with them, right? But the other one, he has different owners, but he's sort of coming to us as well because we got given the other two by previous owners, but this one is sort of wants the same thing to happen, I think. So
Okay.
he's coming here and eating the other two's food, and we're still split on whether to let him join or not.
He's working his way up.
He really is.
And what are their
Tremendous.
names?
The black and white one is called Yuri, which is sort of a Hungarian name. It's essentially the Hungarian version of George.
Okay.
It's like Yuri, so you can call him George if you like. The other one's Cheese, we call her. And that's that's the girl. It's just I'm not sure, but it just seems fitting. So I'll just
Okay.
call it Cheese, Like that's the name.
But do you say
The other
her name Cheese in English or in your language?
we say both because at home
Okay.
this is interesting. Like we speak a combination of all three languages, which is a bit of a
Wow.
mess as you can imagine. But yeah, we call it depending on which language we're using right then, right? And the other one's called Noti. Uh,
Not.
Nodi, yeah, which it's a cute name for a big cat. So that was the idea there, I think. But that was the name that the owners gave him. So I,
The actual
I do see the
owners.
cook. I guess you can, yeah, exactly. Not us, the fake owners.
Lovely. I will definitely ask you for some pictures later so we can
Mm,
show them if that's okay.
yeah.
And how do you find it in England now? Do you think you're gonna stay for a while? Do you ever think about moving?
It's tough to say, right? Because you never know what the future holds ultimately.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, my focus is on trying to make this work, right? Earning a comfortable living from it, and then sort of deciding where to do it. Luckily, with AoE4 and such, you can kind of do it almost anywhere,
Mm-hmm.
country-wise, right? Which is really nice. But deciding where, I think that's sort of a luxury after you've got the essentials of making the most out of it, having good results as a player, maybe casting more now that I've sort of gone into that a little bit, coaching obviously, and more content creation down the line as well. So
Sounds good. Sounds like a good plan. And what do you think about British cuisine? Do you have any favorite meals or not a fan?
yeah, I mean, what can you even call British cuisine, really? I do love me a
What do
fry up,
you mean?
Yeah, I mean, come on, it's a bit like American cuisine, right? Like it's just a whole bunch of different cuisines slapped together, mostly.
And some random
But there
beans
are
everywhere.
some, yeah, and a lot of beans, a lot of pasties. I mean, there's some dishes like a fry up, as simple as it is in essence, right? Like an English breakfast,
Mm-hmm.
globally, I guess it's like you have your beans, you have your sausages. It's very much a filling breakfast. That
Yeah.
if it's done well, you can't really go wrong with that.
Yeah.
But
Definitely.
it's a bit of a big meal, not for everyone, I think.
Definitely not a everyday kind of thing.
But
Although
that's kind of
some
one of the few
people.
good things they have. Some people, yeah. Some people, they definitely are some daily fry up enjoyers, and well, good luck to them. I mean, that's tough.
Definitely. And do you have a favorite homemade meal, like something your mum makes which you just love?
She does make a lot of different things. I think there's a sort of classic dish in Hungary. It's called the direct translation is called I guess meat soup.
Mm-hmm.
It's húsleves, which is like translates to meat soup, but essentially it's a little bit of sort of a wheat pasta boiled and then put into a nice brothy soup with a lot of vegetables, probably some pork meat normally. It's just very, very, very filling, very homely meal. It's not something you can go wrong with. Carrots, you have celery, you have all kinds in there, and you can put as much as you like. So
Sounds good.
I think it never disappoints. So
Mm-hmm. And you are quite known in the community for a very unique voice. A lot of people comment about it. Have you ever considered using it as, I don't know, maybe doing some voice acting or presenting, anything like that?
it's something I've been told before, which is nice, I guess. Thank you. There's probably a certain reason behind it that helps it, specifically. I don't talk about this very often, but I did do some theater training in the past.
Oh, wow. In UK?
Yeah, in the UK, yeah. So I have dabbled when it comes to that creative aspect, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the pursuing something voice related specifically, I'd be open to it. I from my previous experience, I know some little bit about the avenues I would go into to do that. I mean, if the opportunity presents itself, obviously I'll go for it for sure. But whether seeking it out actively, something I might look into if people think, I mean, if a lot of people are saying it, I'm not sure. I know a few people have, but people seem to be interested. Then I guess I could go for it if the interest is there, right? Could be fun for sure.
Maybe you could use your voice to help with a new civ or something in AoE.
Oh, that would be really fun. That
Can
would be
you
really
imagine if
fun.
they made like
Oh my god.
Hungary
Oh,
civilization
do you
dream?
know, I would be so happy to do that. Please, Relic, World's Edge,
81.
Microsoft, if you're watching, call me, please. Let's make it happen. I'd be so down to do that, you know. Hungarian,
Yeah,
most likely, I guess. But yeah, for sure.
yeah, definitely would be cool. And do you have a favorite takeaway from UK? Well,
Takeaway.
obviously they
Ooh.
are not UK flavors, but you know there is a lot.
There's a bunch, right?
What's your go-to?
I think a fresh KFC is
Yeah.
really tough to beat. Yeah, it's just, you
Okay.
know, it's just like greasy chicken. Every once in a while, just really hits a different spot, you know. But yeah, but it has to be fresh, you know, because sometimes they leave it out there, and when they're not very busy for too long, and you get in, it's just dry and it's horrific.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
none of that. You know, has to be freshly fried, frozen as they do it very often.
Sounds good.
And then it's quite good, I think.
And a favorite drink?
I think in and of its own, I'm a real sucker for chocolate milk.
Okay.
There's just something amazing about it, you know. Like I don't know, it's filling and it tastes great at the same time. But even normal milk, I'm a big dairy lover. But
Okay. That's cool.
if to have it with meals, I think, you know, Coca-Cola, right? I'm not
Mhm.
sponsored, sadly. Obviously, Coca-Cola, if you want to, I invite that as well.
Okay, you
Copium,
take
but
anything.
yeah, but it's yeah, Coca-Cola with food. I think I'm not sure if you enjoy it as well, but I think with food it just goes so
I
well
do.
together, right?
I do.
Oh yeah, it just washes down anything. As you're taking a sip of Coke right now.
Yeah. And do you have a favorite
There we
show?
go.
Do you like watching, binge watching, or going to cinema, anything like that?
Not as much as I used to. I used to be quite like the cinephile, I guess, back in the day. I mean, Game of Thrones used to be really fun until it wasn't, you know.
Are you disappointed in ending?
Near the end. Yeah, I think many words with my brother especially, right? Because were both big fans, were said about the ending, and yeah, it's just a disaster, right? Like, what else can you say, really? Unfortunately, that's what happens. But all good things must come to an end eventually.
Yeah, I
And
guess.
yeah, I don't think many others got that good. I mean, there's a bunch of really good ones, right? Obviously, Breaking Bad's very good. A few others there as well, but Stranger Things can be pretty fun. You know?
Fair enough. And can you tell me about the origins of your name?
Oh, it's pretty stupid, honestly. I it was back when I was playing Dota, I think. You know, I was still pretty young at the time. I was like, oh, must have been 13 or 14. And there was this really good player at the time called like a really good Dota player called Miracle. I'm like, oh, this guy's so good, right? So on like a similar sounding name, you know, it's something similar. So I thought, oh, this starts with M as well. Myriad. Like, sounds kind of cool. I'll just go with that.
So did
And
you just kind of
here we
get
are there.
it out of your head, or did you actually see the whole name somewhere? Just
No, it's
decided
like
to.
it just like my head somehow through some gear turning came to that conclusion. That's
Okay.
like a cool sounding, decently enough name, and yeah, I mean it's fine. Like I sort of stuck with it ever since. I did think of maybe changing it sometimes to something else, but I'm not sure what I would. So
I think it's
it might not
signature
happen in the end.
now, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like the more you use it, the harder it gets to change, right? So it's probably a bit too late already, honestly. So
And do you currently play any other games?
I do. Recently, I got a bit like sort of flash addicted to Stellaris, just completely randomly. I just got in and started playing it, and I'm kind of hooked a little bit. I've been I've been playing that for like half a week straight.
Okay.
But besides that, I mean, there's a bunch of other games I play casually because normally like AoE4 fills the competitive aspect, right? And I just love gaming in general. I mean, AoE4 is fun as well, but sometimes when I want like relaxed fun, Stellaris or some other games in the past, RPGs, you know, Crusader Kings 3 is another pretty chill game, right? These are all quite nice. Civilization sometimes, and a bunch of others here and there.
Did you
Yeah.
try the new Civilization game?
I have not, no. There was a few other, like I was mainly playing Crusader Kings 3 and now Stellaris. Like, I don't play too many of the same type of games at the same time, generally, I find. So obviously, they're both grand strategy, right? So probably if I get bored of Stellaris right now, I'll play the new Civ. And
Fair enough. And how did you get strictly into AoE4? You'd have said at the start you've played the older AoEs and this came out that you tried it, but what kind of made you decide that I'm gonna stick with this game and see how I get on?
good question. Well, I did start really enjoying it, right? Sort of around that season 3 mark. I mentioned. That's when I started playing it a lot. And I sort of got decent at it naturally, I would say. Like I got to Conqueror 1 maybe pretty quickly. I had plenty of RTS experience in the past, right? Like obviously Battle for Middle-earth, Battle Realms when I was a kid, and a couple of others, AoE before, and mainly StarCraft 2 I played a lot. So obviously that helped a little bit. I was always at a decent baseline. But it's always, I kept enjoying the game. The more I played it, the more I enjoyed it. Eventually I got, talking to people, playing in some of the smaller tournaments. I started with Low Elo Legends, right? I think a lot of
Mm-hmm.
people went that route.
Famous.
Watching streams, YouTube videos, got to know Beastie, who I knew of a little bit in StarCraft 2, from
Mm-hmm.
StarCraft 2 still. Got more and more involved. I started taking a bit more seriously and getting quite a bit better at the game. And we reached this point now, and I want to keep going. So I'll still be here for a while.
Sounds good. What do you think is the hardest part in the journey of becoming a top player?
To be a top player, I think it depends somewhat how you define top player, right? The point where I am, which I would say is a pretty comfortable top 30, top 25, I would say maybe a little bit higher if I'm having a really good day.
Mm-hmm.
I practice a lot. To get to this point, I think a lot of practice, obviously, and it's the hard part. I think is that time commitment,
Mm-hmm.
and obviously we all only have 24 hours in a day, right? So to reach a
Unfortunately.
pretty good point, yeah, exactly. So the hardest part is probably sort of deciding what you decide to let go of instead in your time, right? Obviously, we're all always doing something, whether it's productive or not, that's down to the person, but we choose how we fill our time, and actively choosing to do with AV4 while letting other things go. That can be difficult, I think. And obviously, the actual practice that goes along with it. That probably carries over to players that are better than me as well, right? Like we're
Yeah.
talking that, because at that point, it's probably even more extreme. I mean, there are some that are especially gifted, right? And don't have to play it as much as others. That's common in all sports, really, just the way it is. But I think most of the top 10 at least do actively practice very, very often. So to stay and compete at that spot.
Yeah, definitely. Do you think is your bigger inspiration in the AoE scene?
He's going to love me saying this, but probably Marine Lord, I would say.
Oh, wow.
It's just,
Okay.
it's very inspiring to watch him play, but also to listen to him talk about the game, which is not always easy, right? Because a lot of time he speaks in French, obviously. That makes it a bit difficult, but I think he has very good ideas about the game and thinks of it in a healthy way from a competitive perspective. And his play style in particular, I think, there's a thoroughness in everything he does in the game. And it's very methodical in the way he plays. And I find that really inspiring, and it's something I'm sort of trying to learn from and implement as well, because it's just really solid. And obviously the results speak for themselves, right? He's the best player for a reason. So I
Definitely.
would say him.
And have you got a chance to play against him?
I have only played him once in a competitive game, I believe, which I remember this game to this day, because it was actually a really close game. It
Oh,
was
wow. Well done.
it was a bit of a unique situation, right? Because it was a best of one in one of the Steel Series Beastie and Whammon organized tournaments. I
Mm-hmm.
think it was Beast of the Hill or something. Premise is one person plays and winner stays on, right? And then when you lose, your but Marine Lord had beaten, I think, Louis before, and I get to pick the map that we play on. I picked Continental, and
Oh, that's a very
man, that game.
specific
It's a very
pick.
specific map, yeah, because there was a certain pool, so we had to. Well, actually, no, I think you could pick any map, but it was a very, very close game. I got off to such a great start, and I think if I was as good that game as I am today, I would have been fine. Hindsight is 2020, right? Like I say that now, but we're all better players when we're watching or thinking about a game than when we actually play it, right?
Definitely. It looks so
That's
easy
life.
when you are the viewer,
Yeah,
right? But
it's true.
maybe you get a chance for rematch one day.
Maybe.
Talking of tournaments, at the moment, do you have a preference? Do you pick only certain tournaments which interest you, or do you try to join as many as possible for the experience?
Especially for 1v1, I try to generally join as many as I can. It's a good experience, and I really like competing and learning from the game, right? So I try to play as many as I can. That's mainly for 1v1. There are some team tournaments, but it's often tough to get the people together for them, right? So I'd play more of them if I could, but it's not always easy to get the right people together, especially if it's a bigger one.
Hmm.
Other than that, yeah. I try to play as much as I can, really.
Definitely. And you've talked about the game which you still remember with Marine Lord. Do you have a game which you won, which you still remember to this day, you're really proud of?
There's one specific series, probably one of my best series, I think. In KPMM it happened. I'm not sure which round exactly and which one. Several months ago now, but managed to win against Demo in a best of three, which is one of the highlights so far of my performances in AoE4.
That's
That was
decent.
obviously that was firing at the time, and it was a hard fought series. Obviously, it went really well for me. I think I drafted well, and I both played well, and that worked out in the end against, especially at the time, someone who was way more experienced and better than me at the game.
Yeah, Damo definitely has decades of experience at this point.
Mm.
So well done for being able to take or serious from him. And do you
Oh, easy.
remember your biggest fail game?
Yeah, there's probably too many to count, honestly. If we're being honest here.
Nothing.
It's one of those things that I think, as a competitive person, I think what I tend to do with those types of games is you watch the replay, extract what value you can
Mm-hmm.
to learn from it, right? Obviously, this applies to life as well in many ways. And then I try to forget about it, you know, especially if
Okay.
it's a particularly painful one. You want to get what you can from it to learn and separate from it emotionally so much. So I don't know if I can think of a specific example, but I think recently as well, because there's a few recent games where I should have performed better than I did, but no one single example.
Okay. And what do you think motivates you more, if you do a really good win or if you lose really badly against someone?
That's a really good question. Probably motivation from both, really, because it motivates you in different ways, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you lose really painfully, then you never want to let that happen again, right? So you pick up your bootstraps, I guess, and keep practicing, keep playing better, looking at what went wrong, putting yourself in similar situations so it doesn't happen again. Whereas if you win, then then a sort of a validation of your hard work so far and the progress you've made. And some people find motivation from that in a way as to keep it up and keep up this pace of going.
Mm-hmm.
I think sometimes people also can take it where they ride the high of the success and then maybe get a bit too comfortable, right? They take a break to celebrate, and maybe that goes longer than they'd like. So they're both quite motivational, I would say, in their own way, right?
Mm-hmm. That's a really interesting point from you. Do you have? I know a lot of actual like sport players have it, but what about esport players? Do you think you've got like a pre-tournament routine or ritual which you have to do before any important game?
Normally, it's always have a coffee.
Mm-hmm.
Just getting that dopamine up, and the energy always helps, I guess. Maybe I drink it too much sometimes. Besides that, I mean, I used to do this more in the past. Probably something I should keep doing, really. Sort of a hand warm up, I guess, before tournament games specifically. And I have noticed a real difference when I do them, to be honest. Like, everything just feels a lot more flexible, like my fingers and my hands. So probably something I should keep doing. I think that's especially important if I woke up particularly late and the tournament starts soon and I haven't got much time to play and I'm not really warmed up yet. I think that can be quite helpful.
Mm-hmm.
But besides that and some coffee, not much really.
Okay.
Just try to stay focused and relaxed.
Mm-hmm. You do have like a lot of APM. Whenever you stream, it's always like over 500. Like I don't know how you do it, but I guess maybe the hand stretches. Maybe that's the key. So I can.
It's probably mainly the coffee.
I thought you just told me a secret, so I can get over the magic number of 200.
I mean, I think thing is, it's funny, right? Because if you play at 200 and I play at 500 externally, but then if you look on AoE4 World, I have a quite close to around that 200 because they register it differently, right? So,
Mm-hmm.
we're
Mm-hmm.
probably closer than you'd think, I guess, in that regard. But yeah.
Sure, Chief. How many hours a week do you actually spend training? And is it more customs, analyzing replays? How does it work for you?
So outside of ladder, active practice, I think it's somewhat seasonal, right? Like it picks up when I know there's some tournaments coming. So like right now, for me at least, outside of like the very top players, because EGC still going on, and soon enough we're gonna have, of course, the Copenhagen LAN as well.
Are
For
you
me, around
going?
these, I am, yeah, I will be there. Really excited for that.
I bet.
Like outside of these tournaments, I try to stay sharp. I should probably practice more often as well, if I'm honest. So.
Okay. And can you tell me a bit about the organization you have been representing recently? Is it MTE?
Yeah, Meta Tensei Esports. It's a Hungarian organization. We have a few players in a bunch of different games. I'm the only AoE4 player now, but they had people in the past. Like I think Dagao from AoE2 was part of the team as well. He's a very good AoE2 player. We spoke about joining a couple months back now, and yeah, it's been fine. They're very supportive. They're very friendly, and it's good to be a part of them. Right? There's no real burdens on me. There's no set things I have to do.
Pressure.
Yeah, exactly. There's not a lot of pressure. It's a very relaxed environment, which I really liked. So I'm happy to be playing for them and hopefully finding even more success soon. So
Yeah, good luck with that. It's really good to finally see some esport organization kind of taking on AoE4 players. So we have obviously got few now. But yeah, I have noticed that you got in front of your name. Congrats on that.
little tag. Thank
And
you.
hope it goes well for you. Can you tell me a bit about your coaching? As you mentioned that, I know you've advertised before. How is it going? Do you like it? Do you have many students? How does it work for you?
Yeah, I think it's really, really fun to coach. I always enjoyed teaching. It's something I've experienced with from my life as well. I've taught before in certain environments.
Mhm.
And yeah, it's not only enjoyable, but I just think it's a good thing to do as well. There's a lot of people out there and there's content on YouTube, there's streams. People can very well, as we see another little cat. Yeah, so people can obviously get very good level from watching Twitch and watching their own games and YouTube as well. But I think having the option of getting really dedicated lessons from someone who's willing to help you, who's been through the same sort of struggles you have been through, and sort of guide the way to filter through many of the pitfalls that you run into on your way, depending on how exactly you want to improve. I really like doing it.
Okay. Do you have many students at the moment, or did you put it a bit on hold?
Every week I have at least a couple of students, right?
Okay.
Some weeks it's more, some weeks it's less. There's people who come for only 1 or 2 sessions, and there's people who I've been coaching for several months now as well, right? So it's a nice mix, depending on
Nice.
how interested or dedicated people are, what they look to get out of it. Some people just want to taste it and that sort of thing. Some people want to have a longer term commitment to really improve. So it's good to see people from different walks of life like that. So.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. That's decent. You've got a lot of going on, which is cool to have different options. Now, talking about different options, you're a player, you're a coach, and you are also recently a very popular caster. How did you get into it? How did it start?
I don't know if I'm that popular, but thank you.
Well, you've been
Yeah,
casting on EGC and stuff, pretty big.
yeah. Especially lately, since I started casting for EGC, which I think was last tournament I casted for the first time. Yeah,
Mhm.
for EGC. I casted a little bit before, but this is sort of I've been casting the most now than ever before, and it's really fun. I mean, obviously it's to do with the game, which I really enjoy, so that's first and foremost why it's great. But there's just some really, really good casters that we have, and it's so good to be able to enjoy and explore and talk about the games alongside them. And at the same time, right, I think it's nice to be able to actively convey, almost translate the things that are happening in the game in a more digestible way for the people watching, so everyone can sort of appreciate it, no matter how good you are at the game. I try to do a lot of that, and also aside being really fun, it's also great to tell a narrative sometimes, between 2 players or between 2 civs. I try to keep it exciting and make it feel like an actual war is going on between these 2 civs.
You're definitely doing a good job on that. It's a pleasure to listen to your casting for sure on EGC every
Thank you.
weekend. Do you remember how you started? Did you just cast something on your stream or smaller tournaments? How did you end up in EGC?
Very first time ever I casted, I think, was actually a random game for a team I was on in StarCraft 2 when I was quite young.
Mm-hmm.
And then never again until now. I'm not sure what the first AoE4 cast I did is actually. I genuinely can't remember. It might have been a Steel Series event. I actually don't know, to be honest with you.
Okay.
That's kind of where I got a lot of experience in mainly through Armor and Beastie and the Steel Series sponsored events. They've been very inviting and very encouraging for me to cast. Thank them for the platform, right? Also, people mentioned that you should try to cast for EGC. I'm like, yeah, that'll be really fun. So I spoke to the people at EGC. They were happy to have me, and I'm thankful for them as well. And here I am.
Yeah, definitely. One of the top casters now. I have another question about the casting. Do you think a good caster must be a good player? Is it more about entertaining and telling the narrative?
Casting is quite nuanced, right? Because there's a lot of ways to cast, I think. I think to be an even decent caster, you have to have some baseline knowledge of the game. You can't, like it's not possible
Mm-hmm.
to be a good caster without knowing at least some of what you're talking about. I think it's interesting because, like, if you know the game but you don't know it well, if you're an experienced or thrifty caster, I guess you can kind of. I've seen this in other games, especially, right? Kind of sort of hide your lack of knowledge by focusing more on the hype aspect of the game and telling a narrative that way. But being a player, I mean, you don't even have to be at the very top, I guess. Being a pretty comfortable player in the game is definitely going to help you in casting as well, right? You just have a way easier pool of knowledge to talk about regarding what's happening in the game as it unfolds. So that helps for sure.
Mm-hmm. And how do you think people could learn to be a good caster? Do you think some people just have it in them?
It helps somewhat, I think. Well, some people have it in them, right? You have to be sort of a natural. I don't know if you have to be a natural conversationalist, 'cause I don't think I am. But
I think you are. It's going quite well with the interview. It's not hard for me to get answers.
Oh, thanks. Well, obviously, okay. So having knowledge about the game, that's one. right? You need to play the game, you need to know what you're talking about. Be comfortable sort of talking in front of a camera, I guess, as well, right? Because obviously you have to aware that you're being heard by quite a few people
Yeah.
potentially. Calming your nerves, not worrying too much about the people that are watching, just focusing on what's happening in front of you, the game itself, right?
Hmm.
I think if you just focus on the game and talk about the game, that a lot of the work does itself, I would say, I think at that point. And most of the time you're gonna have another caster who you can, bounce back and forth with and you speak and have a little break, he speaks and have a break. Sometimes, you find moments where you gel together and speak at the same time. That can be quite nice as well. But yeah, you're there. And if you just focus on that and try to eradicate any distractions, then I think that will work well for most people.
Talking of co-casters, can you give me like top 3 of your favorite co-casters?
Top 3 of my favorite co-casters. How many have I casted with so far? I've casted with a fair few people.
Hmm.
There's a few people who I haven't casted with in the past, right? That I would love to cast with. So I can't include them simply because I haven't casted with them, right? But in no particular order, it'll be Krakedy, KP, Whammon. All 3 of them with I find we have a very good dynamic going on. Especially recently, right? I've casted a lot with them, so I have a lot to refer back to. And yeah, it's been really fun for sure.
And who would you like to cast with which you haven't had a chance yet? Is there someone in particular?
Yes, I would. Oh, actually, have I? I was about to say Dr. Dabston, for those who know. I would love to cast with Dr. Dabston. I think I may have once casted with him. I can't remember. Maybe for Steel Series. I genuinely can't. Maybe someone can correct us. Yeah, he's just a really chill guy. I love the guy. I'd love to cast with him, and he's funny, he's cool. Yeah, that'll be great. And he's a great caster as well. So.
Okay, sounds good. We'll see what we can do about that. Maybe we can put on the Myriad's wish list.
That'd be nice.
Let's ask some AoE questions. What do you think about the current meta state of the game?
The meta now, I think, is very similar to how it was for a little while now. Outside of deer pushing, that's become a lot harder nowadays, right?
Yeah.
I think it's good overall. It's combination with pro scouts, sorry, deer pushing with pro scouts. We go in that situation where there's just so much safe food that can't be harassed, and it put the game in a direction in which it was never really meant to go, and it made some really strange and sometimes uninteractive games. That's becoming less so the case now. I think the game's in a great spot. I mean, there's a lot of civilizations. They all have a place at the top level somewhere. There's no civilization that's never getting played, really, at least 1 or 2 times.
English.
So I'm happy with the way it is to some extent. Yeah, okay, English can have it rough. There's a few water maps in there where they're actually pretty nice, right? I think we'll see them a little bit more, luckily
I
for us.
hope so.
We both enjoy English, so I'm right
Yeah.
there with you, cheering alongside. The pace at which stuff is happening, right, with the patches and stuff, a lot of different people are involved in making patches and content drops happen. And it would be nice to have them slightly more often than we have now. But the patch itself now, I think, is nothing's perfect. No patch was ever perfect, but it's very good compared to many things we had a year ago, especially. So I'm pretty happy with the state of the game. Excited for what comes next.
And what's thing you would like to change currently? Any specific nerf, buff, change?
There's a fair few things that hold the game back, actually, if I'm honest.
Is one of them sheep RNG?
Yeah.
Everyone says that.
See, I know, I watched the Wham episode, like I mentioned before we started. I know Wham said that as well, right? The thing is, it's tough because I understand why it's in the game. I'm sure you do, and many other people do as well, right? It gives a very clear objective at the start of the game when you're just scouting around, you're looking for the sheep, you get the sheep, right? But outside of that, it can lead to very frustrating situations where you just don't have as many sheep as your opponents. You have a third or even a quarter, and then
It's always Dry
life
Arabia for
sucks when
me.
it happens. On Dry Arabia, yeah. It can
It's
happen
so
on a lot
random.
of maps. It is. Sometimes if you go in the replay, and that's what hurts the most, when you go in the replay and you see where the sheep are and you know how terrible it is. Oh boy, that gets me. That ruffles my feathers, you could say. Yeah.
Okay. And do you like the current map pool for the ladder? There's been some controversies since the new season.
I'd have to have a little look to remember them all, but I think there's a few maps that probably just should not be there, if I'm not mistaken.
There's Altai, I think people are not happy about.
Yeah, Alta is an interesting one, that's for sure. I'm willing to give it a chance, but it's a difficult map to play and work around with, that's for sure. It's, a bit frustrating at times, depending on the civs. But other than that, I mean,
There's
Archipelago,
Canal.
I didn't get a chance on to play much. I think Canal can be okay with a few changes. Like, it has some spawn issues, which I'm not sure whether they're fixed or not. I'm honest, I have it downvoted, so I'm not willing to
Me
risk
too.
it. But I think, if the river in the center was just a little bit wider, It
Okay.
might make ship micro a little bit more interactive because a lot of the time, like it's really hard to move around. Like all the ships are so tight together, and demos like destroy everything on that map.
Yeah.
So maybe if there's a bit more room to maneuver, it could be better, and the spawns, and then it's fine. But the others are mainly okay. Is Lipany still in the pool? I forget.
No, I think they finally taken it down, but it was for like the last
No.
3 seasons, I think. They've taken Highview as well. But they brought
Yeah.
Hillendale as well, which that
Oh
has
yeah,
such
here and there.
scuffed gold spawns. I hate
It
it.
has really bad gold spawns. As bad gold spawns, trade posts are really random as well. Not the finest piece of work, that's for sure.
No, no.
It's yeah, it could be better.
How do you feel about AoE's growth this year? It's been probably in the best state it has so far. There's a bit more attention put to it by the devs. Luckily, communities are growing, more tournaments. What do you think?
Yeah, it's really good to see, right? Because I mean, we all love the game, we all play the game, we're here together, we're a budding community, I would say. I mean, we've been going for a little while now, but we're growing every day. Like, at the start of the game, I wasn't really part of the game, you weren't really part of the game as far as I can tell, right? Like, there's always, new people like us coming,
Hmm.
different points, which is exciting, and people that play just for fun. It's so important to get more of them. And a lot of us, have high hopes for this game. I want the best for it. And seeing the devs care about it too and seeing people really be interested is really refreshing. A sign of good things to come, I hope. I'm optimistic for the game.
I hope so too. It's such a good game.
Yeah.
And I think
Yeah.
community is keeping it alive, major part. Like it's really obviously you will get like a little bit of toxicity on ladder and stuff, probably more at the lower ranks. You probably
Mm,
don't get as much at top of the top, although.
sometimes.
No, honestly, it's such a welcoming community and people are happy to help each other, play with them. So it's
Yeah.
it's it's really good. All of the pro players as well, you guys have been like super nice, all of you. And you've all been agreeing to do the interview and yap with me for an hour. So it's also great. And what do you think devs could do to increase the popularity of the game?
There's so much that can be done, I think. I don't know if there's enough money for anyone for all of them, right? I think more single player content is quite crucial for the game. The thing is, you have to get people interested. Like the majority of people, you have to get them interested on a sort of baseline, so somewhat shallow level almost, where they just, oh, it's a cool looking game. I like playing the game. It's fun, right? And then if they really enjoy it, they're going to get more into it. But you have
They
to get that
discover the
baseline
juice,
first.
the
Yeah,
multiplayer.
yeah. Yeah, yeah, exactly. And then you get them hooked,
Yeah,
on the multiplayer.
that's what happened to me.
Yeah, exactly. See, it's same here, really. I never cared about RTS's multiplayer before. Once you have them there, I think single player content's really going to help, but also just quality of life features are really helpful. Even more hotkey customization,
Okay.
maybe some interesting new features in the game. Like I've seen this idea thrown around a little bit of custom formations, even for units.
Oh, okay.
That could get quite crazy, I think, potentially. Like, you just do a square formation and all your sieges in the center. I mean, in a way, it would remove some aspect of micro, depending on how much you can customize. But I think it's really cool of an idea, to be honest. I'm not
It's
sure how you
quite
think
unique.
you
I
feel about it.
haven't heard of it, but yeah, definitely. Especially you guys, the big brains of the game, you could definitely work out some cool tactics with that.
It's tools like that I think are really or just more features that we can use in our gameplay, right? Customization, I think, like microtransactions in terms of that.
Yes.
As long as they don't affect the gameplay, it's just having the option there is a great way for anyone who really likes it. If you do some really good customization options, be it skins for units, skins for certain landmarks, I think could be pretty cool. But then readability can become an issue. That's always an issue in RTS, right? So you have to be.
Yeah.
It's a tough thing to tackle without a doubt. So it's not easy. But if they do figure out a way, then I don't think it can really hurt if done properly, right? If your men at arms don't deal extra damage when they have a big sword instead of a little sword, then it helped, I think.
Yeah,
It
definitely.
has to be just visual.
They should add like custom lines, which like you guys say, like who wouldn't buy
Yeah, custom
something like
voice lines.
iconic, like another keep or something?
Yeah, exactly right. I'm Yawerka from English, right? Those are very iconic. And being able to change those lines will be really cool. But yeah, even community lines, right? Like
Yeah, 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 yeah.
another keep from Crackly, that would be really, really fun as well.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
That's
At
taunt
this point
season.
in time, that could be
Exactly.
added too.
Slowly and surely, right?
Have you got a favorite unit in the game or kind of unit?
Ooh, favorite unit.
Yeah, we're getting serious now.
Yeah, this is, I don't want to give the wrong. I want to be really honest and mean what I say. It has to be the yeoman. No, no, not the yeoman. Sorry, the
Okay.
Wingard Ranger from
Oh,
English.
yeah.
Purely because it's one of the few units in the game that has like, you can see their face and they just have a really cool mustache.
Okay.
Like, like it just looks badass. It looks a bit like what's his name? That actor.
I'm not good with
In Go-
movies.
It's just a funny, cool looking mustache. I think so. Yeah,
Okay,
so
that's
that's
a
why I like.
very specific thing to go as
Yeah.
your favorite unit, but that's a
The next
valid
time you
point.
play English, have a look at the mustache. Just zoom in and
Okay.
tell me what you think.
I will. I will message you. Do you have a favorite Civ? You can be as biased as you wish.
It used to be English, then it used to be Japanese. I think it's KT now. I think it's just really
Okay.
cool. They have a really unique design with a lot of potential. I mean, in a way, it's a bit like like Iobids actually. Now that I think about it, somewhat
A
similar,
little
but
bit.
different as well. Different enough to be quite cool.
But they don't have a pilgrim on a boat.
They don't have they don't have a pilgrim on a boat, and just seeing them enter that private little boat, those spoiled pilgrims, it's kind of entertaining. So
The
I do
first time
like
I
that.
saw it, I couldn't believe.
Yeah, Katie's just really fun, I think, and cool to sort of somehow see them adjusted slightly to be more acceptable on water whilst being quite capable on land as well. Because I think they struggle on just plain old land maps somewhat.
Mhm.
So it'd be nice to see a little shift in
Balance.
power, I guess you could say. Yeah, yeah.
And they have a Civ which you just don't want to ever play, or you don't like playing against it.
China.
Really?
China is just it's just disgusting. I don't know what to say. And Lancaster as well. It's very similar.
Hey, that's one
This
of
is
my
such no.
favorites.
I'm sorry. It has to be said. You have to admit it's disgusting, but that's part
Well,
of the fun as well, right?
yes, exactly.
Exactly. I understand it. The bug call.
Hmm.
Don't think I'm any better. I can't pass judgment. I mean, for China specifically, trying to kill that Civ is just so painful. The Barbican, the Vision, the Nest of Bees, Zuganu, hand cannon is in the late game. Better keeps, better walls. When does it end?
Yeah,
Like how much do you need? Please,
granaries,
just
Song Dynasty, if they
granaries. Oh yeah,
lose a few workers by any chance, but it's not that easy to.
yeah. It's very frustrating to play against, I would say, and it's not horrible. Like I think they are one of the best civs in the game, right? But I don't think they're broken strong. Really, I really like their versatility. I think it's nice that they have so many but some of those options are just a bit oppressive, I would say. I say with
Okay.
Lancaster.
Fair enough. If you had to play a team game, let's say 4v4, who would you recruit to your team from other pro players?
I do have a few people I play 4v4s with quite often, so I might have to actually pick some of them. A dream team to meme or dream team to win?
It's
It's
up
a
to
really,
you.
really
Or you can do
it's
two
up to me.
versions if you want,
A dream team to win would have to be like myself,
obviously.
Ball Tune, let's say.
Okay.
Ball Tune,
He's a good team player.
He's a good team player and he's a good leader as well. I think he knows what to focus on in games generally. I think we need someone like Vortex. It is someone who really has that sort of killer instinct when you need it, which can be hard to find in team games. I
Hmm.
think Vortex could do really really well, and probably Marine Lord's brain to tie it all together.
Okay.
I think something like that would really work out well.
Sounds good.
I'd be getting carried by the three of them, but
Hmm.
I try to pull my weight as much as I can.
If you could add one Civ, what would it be? Can be from the old Age of Empires games or just something out which never been created before.
Let's go for. I guess this is kind of impossible, sadly. I would love to see Romans. Like I know
Okay.
AoE2 did it, right? AoE2 did it, and I know that their timeline is slightly behind ours, like game timeline wise, historically.
Hmm.
And I know it's probably never going to happen. We have Byzantines instead to fill that sort of gap.
The
But
fake
damn, would it
Romans.
be? It would be so cool. You got to admit, it would be so cool
Are you
to
one
have
of
the Romans.
these Rum history
Yeah,
enjoyers?
yeah, yeah. Every once in a while, you gotta think of them at least once a day, right? So
Mm-hmm,
it's one of
mm-hmm,
those things.
mm-hmm. Buff, Nev, or Delete. So we got
Okay.
Sipahi, Sofa, and Hobelar.
They're all really good. I don't know if I want to buff any of these, to be honest. Oh, that's a
People
tough one.
underestimate Hobelars, I feel like.
I think they do, to be honest. I do think they do. I would definitely remove Sipahi though. That unit is
Okay,
it's just insane. Does Sofa deserve a nerf? Maybe.
okay.
I'd buff Hobelars and nerf Sofa, I guess.
Let's go.
I don't know if Hobelars need a buff. Sofas definitely don't need a buff. So it's one of those things. One thing I don't know, one thing I'm sure of. So I'll go for that one.
Okay, okay.
And Sipahi, yeah. way too
Safe
nasty.
answer. Quick questions. Being a caster or a pro player?
Pro player.
Living in UK or Hungary/Romania?
I'd say UK actually for now.
Okay. British or Hungarian cuisine?
Hungarian cuisine for sure.
Okay.
It's not really a contest.
Boom or rush?
Rush.
Okay. 1v1 or team games?
1v1 has my heart.
Cavalry or infantry units?
Cavalry 100%.
Archers or infantry?
Archers. Yeah.
Okay, you just hate infantry, clearly.
I don't want to hate them, you know.
Mhm.
They make themselves hateable by not being great, so it's
And
unfortunate.
slow.
That's slow and bulky and yeah, unfortunate. Bad
Fair
luck, I
enough.
guess.
Hybrid, land, or water maps?
Has to be land. A good land game is, it's like chef's kiss. It's
Mhm.
really enjoyable.
Okay, agree. I don't like water. I'm a cat.
No.
Long or short games?
I think a medium length game is perfect, but I'd lean towards short generally. 20 to 30 minutes, that's like the golden spot, I would say.
Okay, fighting
Yeah.
in castle or imperial?
Castle for sure.
Freelance or belonging to an organization?
I was freelance. Now I'm part of Meta Tensei Esports. You can check them out on Twitter and me as well.
Okay,
Little plug there.
coffee or energy drinks?
Coffee for sure.
Are you more of a early bird or a night owl?
Definitely a night owl.
It's the gamer life, isn't it?
It's I think a lot of us, right? It's sort of
Yep.
it's hard to resist it. but
It's impossible
we
to
are.
get any of you in the morning, but I also stay up late. I'm always being told off. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
you're
get it.
guilty as well. Right?
We still
Yeah.
do it.
Don't do it. We can't stop.
Going out partying or chill night at home?
Chill night at home, like 98% of the time. But every once in a while, it's nice to go out and to a club or something and have some fun. Yeah,
Or to like AoE London meetup or something.
exactly. Stay tuned.
Okay. And last one, sweet or savory snacks?
Frankly, with the amount of sugar I eat, I'm surprised I'm still alive.
Got a sweet tooth?
The sweet tooth is real. Yeah, for sure. I love savory snacks too, but sugar has a firm hold of me. So,
Can relate, unfortunately.
mhm.
Before final question, as we know, you are speaking 3 languages. Maybe you can
Sometimes.
teach me something in one of them, which is not English.
I'd say Romanian and Hungarian have amazing insults.
Okay.
Which I'm not sure exactly whether I could teach safely,
Probably
to be
not.
honest with you.
Maybe
No,
after we record.
so I'm gonna leave that one out. That would be for the London meetup, probably, right?
Maybe something cat related.
Oh yeah, no, that's good actually. So if you want like a cute way to call your cat, it's like the equivalent of kitty, right? You just call her Tsitsuka.
Tsitsuka.
Tsitsuka, yeah.
Tsitsuka.
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 Yeah, exactly. So it's almost perfect if you just say o at the end. So it's not an o, it's an o.
Oh, it's hard now after. Sisuka?
Pretty much. Yeah, yes, there you go. That's
There we
perfect.
go. Fluent now.
And
Is that Romanian or Hungarian?
that's Hungarian. That's Hungarian.
Okay.
So it's for something Romanian. So if you want a cute name for the male cat would be Motanel.
Motanel.
That's in Romanian. It's kind of like calling him a little boy or a cute boy, It's like and it's one word. It's just nice and
Motanel.
really sums him up. Yeah. Perfect. There you go. That's exactly it.
Okay. We'll call you like
It's
that next time you stream.
it's flattery will get you everywhere, right? That's what they say.
And the final question, who would you like to see me interview in the future? And have you got one question you would like me to ask them on your behalf?
Either Marine Lord, besides that, Boltune as well, I think would be fun because he's very relaxed, but he's also really funny if he opens up a little bit. So
Okay.
I think that could be good too. As to what you can ask him, I actually don't know. But those are my suggestions.
Okay.
Instead of suggesting a question, I'll suggest just 2 people instead. I
Okay.
hope that's a fair deal.
Maybe instead of asking question, we can have a deal and you can help me get in touch with Bachun.
That's a deal.
Okay, perfect. But thank you
There we
so
go.
much for this lovely interview. It's been a pleasure to get to know you a little bit and hope viewers will enjoy it as well. Thank you, thank you,
It
thank
was a
you.
good fun.
I
Thanks so
hope
much
you
as well, Meltis. It's been
hope
a
you
pleasure.
enjoyed it.
I
Thank
did.
you.
It was a lot of fun. Thanks a lot.
Good luck with future turnies and casting and coaching.
Thanks so much. Likewise to you. I'll see you soon.